What is the ego? Is it just pride? Is it your sense of self? Or something more complex? In this video, we'll break down the concept of the ego from psychology, spirituality, and everyday life. Let's explore how it shapes who you are. The word ego simply means I in Latin, but over the years, it's come to represent much more. At its most basic, the ego is your sense of self, how you understand who you are. But depending on the perspective, it can mean very different things. In everyday language, the ego is often associated with self-importance or pride. Someone with a big ego is viewed as arrogant or overly confident. Self-esteem, a healthy ego, is linked to confidence and self-respect, while a bruised ego refers to feelings of diminished self-worth. From a psychological perspective, Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, described the mind as having three parts of the human psyche. ID represents instinctual desires such as hunger and pleasure, driven by immediate gratification. Superego embodies societal rules, ethics, and moral values, acting as the conscience. An ego which serves as the rational mediator between the ID and the superego, helping individuals navigate reality. The ego's role is to balance the impulsive demands of the id and the strict moral expectations of the superego, ensuring socially acceptable behavior while fulfilling personal needs. From philosophical and spiritual perspectives, the ego is seen as a false sense of self, as the ego creates an illusion of individuality, separating the person from a deeper or universal essence, a source of attachment and suffering. In Buddhism and Hinduism, the ego clings to material desires, roles, and external validation, leading to dissatisfaction and suffering, an obstacle to enlightenment. Overcoming the ego through practices like meditation and mindfulness is often emphasized as a path to inner peace and self-realization. In real life, ego is essential for functioning in daily life. It helps us develop a sense of identity, knowing who we are and how we relate to others. It helps us set boundaries, protecting our personal space and values. It helps us navigate challenges, making decisions based on reason, and adapting to social environments. However, when the ego becomes overactive or fragile, it can lead to defensiveness, struggling to accept criticism or feedback, narcissism, overestimating one's importance or abilities, insecurity, doubting one's worth, and seeking constant validation. At the end of the day, it is important to remember that ego is not inherently good or bad. It depends on how it is managed. A healthy ego balances confidence with humility, being proud of your achievements while staying open to learning, assertiveness with empathy, standing up for yourself without disregarding others, independence with connection, recognizing your individuality while maintaining meaningful relationships. Balancing the ego often involves self-reflection, mindfulness, and openness to feedback, enabling growth and better relationships. The ego is a central part of being human. It shapes how we see ourselves, interact with the world, and pursue goals. Understanding and balancing the ego can lead to greater self-awareness, emotional well-being, and personal growth. To summarize, don't be afraid of having an ego. Just remember to keep it in check and enjoy your life. That's it from me. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, see ya.